Hi, my name is Sherry Caudell, and I'm going to give a brief presentation on the image of nursing. The image of nursing has always been controlled by the media of the time. One of the oldest images of nurses that we have was given to us by Charles Dickens in the form of Sari Gamp. Sari Gamp was an unkempt, drunken night nurse who was usually seen trudging into work carrying her umbrella and a bottle of gin. Although intended as a caricature, Mrs. Gamp became a notorious stereotype of the untrained nurse of the early Victorian era. Enter Florence Nightingale, the mother of nursing. Easily the most infamous nurse of all time, as a pioneer in infection control, sanitation, and formal nursing education, Miss Nightingale worked tirelessly to repair and create a new image of nursing as the lady with the lamp. The role of Angel of Mercy was further galvanized by nurses with their roles in times of war. During the Civil War, nurses could be found not only in hospitals, but near the front line and even on the battlefield caring for the wounded. Their bravery earned them the respect and admiration of the men that they cared for and solidified the image of nurses as angels of mercy and even heroes. Let's fast forward several decades to the modern age and the invention of visual media and the television. This opens up a whole new can of stereotypes from nurses, and as you can imagine, not all of them are favorable. When we aren't sitting back waiting for the physicians to tell us what to do because we have no brains of our own, we're being portrayed as sexy nurses. Yes, that's right, girls. That's our new nursing uniform. Let's all get on our high heels and fishnet stockings and go to work dressed like this. That's okay, guys. You can come be with us too. We're going to share the glory. We'll get you a hat, we'll get you a mini skirt, and you too can be sexualized. Another common stereotype that was created by Hollywood was the battle axe nurse, Nurse Ratched. Nurse Ratched was polished and ironed and professional without a hair out of place. Nurse Ratched is also very terrifying as she controls and abuses and lobotomizes her patients. Even Stephen King gets to take a swing at nursing in his book Misery. The hero is stranded with a broken leg after a car accident. He's rescued and kidnapped by a crazed fan and former nurse Annie. Annie's an ex-nurse because Annie's crazy. Annie's patients also have a tendency to die, and nobody knows why. Don't worry though. The hero eventually kills Annie and escapes, but not before she manages to hobble him with a sledgehammer and a huge block. Thankfully, Hollywood also gave us good role models, like Major Margaret Houlihan. As the head nurse of an Army surgical hospital during the Korean War, she is smart, assertive, and professional. She's the tough Army nurse with the soft, mushy feeling that loves her job, loves her patients, and loves the nurses that she commands. She was also a role model for me growing up and very influential for me when I decided to become a nurse and also go into the Army. However, she was also sexualized and trivialized by the doctors and made the butt of many jokes, and with the nickname of Hot Lips Houlihan was probably one of the reasons why my parents were so mortified when I told them I was going to go into nursing. More recently, we have Nurse Jackie. Jackie is smart, she is assertive, has excellent assessment skills, and unfortunately this is somewhat overshadowed by the fact that she's addicted to narcotics, which she sometimes steals from her patients. Not the best role model for a character, but she does have a tendency to stand up to the doctors and advocate for her patients, so that's a plus in my book. The image of nursing has changed quite a bit over the last 150 years, and it has not always been a good image. The negative portrayals of nursing in media continue to be a problem and a challenge to nursing itself. Virginia Henderson stated that the nurse's self-image is often at odds with the public's image, and what the nurses think they ought to be doing and what the public thinks they ought to be doing is different than what we should actually be doing. Ultimately, it's up to us as nurses to play the leading role, to create positive role models and positive images through education and organization. We must police the media and foster an improved public image. We can establish a public identity that recognizes us and the value of nurses as educated, autonomous professionals. We have the power to make a difference. Thank you so much. Have a good day.